Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I hope you're good. I've got a very special guest, and today we're going to be previewing the big game tomorrow, England versus Spain. We were just saying off air how excited we both are. Obviously, I think it's this tournament's been so, incredible for so many other teams as well. But I think it's going to be a really exciting final. First of all, it's great to have you back on. How are you doing today?
I'm good. Thank you for having me. And it's great to be back in the channel again to discuss Spain v England.
Oh, you're very welcome. Thank you, you for coming on as well. I wanted to get your thoughts on the tournament so far because for England, it's been quite an interesting one. It's not really been a sort of easy one for us. We've had a lot of twists and turns. Obviously, it seems to me as an England fan that we sort of turn to some of these players like Chloe Kelly, Michelle Agyemang if things aren't going our way. But what have you made sort of England's tournament so far as someone outside of it?
Yeah, before that, I just have a small question. My friend is an Arsenal fan, and he was I know this is, we're talking about women, but just a small doubt. He was watching the men's friendly versus Milan, AC Milan,
Yeah.
and he was watching it and he was updating me the score. He said that Saka scored at some point, and then after the match is over, I asked him like what was he doing, and he said that they were watching penalties. So I was confused. Like Saka scored, you guys won, right? Then why is there penalties?
I know, I
It's a
didn't get
friendly,
that
right?
either. Yeah,
Okay.
I was a bit confused because I think because we obviously won 1-0, like you said, Saka did score, but
Yeah.
I think I presume the penalties are just for practice for the season, but it did
Okay.
feel a bit strange
Okay.
because we'd won and it went to
Yeah,
penalty.
that's what I was confused. Like, why are they taking penalties? So what? Arsenal won the match in regulation time. Milan won the penalties. So what? You're sharing the trophy? I don't know. Yeah, just a small doubt. That's why I asked it. Okay, let's go for that. So yeah, as you asked about England's tournament, yeah, because yeah, see, look, I the only time I had any kind of doubt that England might not make it was in the Italy game, because even Sweden, I knew Sweden was a tough opponent, and but I knew England will like pull through it. So okay, let's start from the first. So
Mm.
England were supposed to be in the group of death, right, with
Yeah,
France, Netherlands, and Wales. And at that time, when the fixture list was released, yes, it did seem like the group of death. But France was definitely a strong opponent. And why I thought it wasn't necessarily the group of death, because just before the Euros began, there was the Nations League, and France and Netherlands were in the same group. And France had already thrashed Netherlands in the Nations League group. So I knew Netherlands weren't really that good. So, and when all the four teams were in the same group again, these two teams in the same group again. I knew that England and France will go through. I just thought England would go through as like the winners of the group. So that
yeah,
was interesting when France actually beat England. I was kind of surprised. I actually thought England will win it, like 2-1 for England or something. But that was interesting, and not it's not like it was not really like a smash and grab from France. So they actually dominated England, and
yeah,
that goal is debatable whether it was offside or not. But still, you would think that England will actually, it will fire them up even more, and they'll go on and score more. But that did not
mm,
happen. So that was a surprise. But that didn't make me feel like England are like washed or like they wouldn't be, strong force to contend with. So I wasn't surprised that England actually got out of the group, but I was surprised that they got out second. That was a surprise. But again, that doesn't matter. Tournament football, as long as you are in the tournament, it doesn't matter what happens. So that didn't
yeah,
surprise me. Sweden game was a real surprise. I knew it was a tough game, but everybody thought that Germany was. I actually thought England will win the group. They'll face Germany, and that will be a great game, and maybe a Spain England semi-final or something like that. But France changed the script completely, and yeah. So again, the Netherlands game. So after you guys lost to France, yeah, I know there was a lot of chatter about will England be grouped? Is this the end of
yeah,
Sarina Wigman? There was all doom and gloom in England media, and it is understandable. But you guys were like hyping up Netherlands too much. Netherlands are not that great. I mean, we all know that now. But I had a feeling that before, because they have so many problems behind the stage with Andres Jonker, and their performance in Nations League is abysmal. So that was nothing surprising. The Sweden game was very interesting because I did not expect England to struggle that badly, especially going 2-0 down. But obviously, coming back from 2-0 down and winning was great. But it helped that Sweden's penalty take was shit. And I don't know what's wrong with penalties this tournament. I mean, like
Yeah,
most of them have been missing. And this England Sweden game was like the start. I mean, Hagerberg had missed earlier penalties, but this was really the beginning of all the missed penalties. And then Spain's players missing Mariona, like I mean, especially Mariona. We had seen her take so many penalties for Arsenal, and
yeah.
even against
I was
Lyon at
surprised
home.
by that
Like
as well.
I was afraid she might lose. I mean, she might miss that penalty at versus Lyon. She did that. So I was like, okay, this is like an easy penalty versus Switzerland. She misses it. I'm like, what the hell is going on? So yeah, I don't know what's wrong with penalties. And yeah, so yeah, the Sweden game was very intense. I did not expect England to make it such a tough game for themselves.
Yeah,
So that was interesting. But again, I did not have a doubt that England be out. So that was never a question for me. Again, after that, Italy, again, I thought, okay, Italy, England is going to win 2-1. Maybe at worst 2-1, something like that. I didn't think it was that bad. So I just checked the score when the England Italy game was going on. I think it was around 24, 34 minutes. So it was 1-0 for Italy. Okay, fine. Italy are leading now. England will come back later. So no problem. And then I checked down like towards the end of the game, 85, 86 minutes. It's still 1-0 Italy. I was surprised. Still, they have not scored.
yeah,
So okay, I was watched. Okay, let's see what happens. Will England score or will Italy score? Will it go to extra time? So I was just watching at that time, and uh, every minute it seemed like things were not going for. They were trying so much, but things are not. It almost seemed like they were going to go out. Like
yeah,
I don't know, man. Like it was very intense. But as somebody who's like supporting Spain, yes, having England in the final is going to be a tough opponent. So I was kind of rooting for Italy. I hope you won't mistake me for that. But again, it's not like. But I was actually more afraid if Italy came because this year I don't know, man. It's like the year of the underdogs.
yeah,
Spurs men have won it. Crystal Palace men have won it. Chelsea beating PSG. That I don't know. I mean, even Chelsea fans, many Chelsea fans weren't even watching that game anyway. But I don't think even the most optimistic Chelsea fans would have thought they would have 3-0. And Arsenal women beating Barcelona women in Champions League final. I mean, all underdogs winning. So I was kind of afraid if Italy actually beat England, I mean, they might win the Euros. So I was actually more afraid of Italy this year particularly.
yeah,
But yeah, again, at the end, like towards like just a minute before the goal, like Sarina Wigman looked like she's about to cry. Like her face was
yeah.
like it
She
was
looked
so it shrunk
stressed.
so much. Exactly, it was shrunk so much. Like I've never seen her like that. Not even in the World Cup final when they lost. Okay, she was like sad, but that moment her face shrunk. She's almost gonna cry. I was like, oh my god. And then Agyemang came and scores, and then I mean, when the moment arguments, okay, England was going to win. Somehow they'll win it, and then Bethmead gets the penalty and they win it. So again, I was just surprised that they made such a difficult game out of it. I mean, the parallels are similar. I mean, I don't want again bring the men into it, but England men again they played the same way. Like they made every single game difficult for themselves. They usually get out of second gear or third gear when they're 1-0 down. So the parallels were interesting, but again, they are in another final. Serena Wigman's third final in a row, and
Yeah,
like she's gonna do three peats. So like again, you guys are there. Doesn't matter how you came. You came. That's the whole point. But yes, I know that many people's hearts would have suffered, going through that journey. But yes, yeah. So the only point I thought England might go out was that Italy game, especially during those final moments when things were not going the way.
yeah,
But only at that time any kind of doubt. Oh, maybe England might not make it this time. But otherwise, I didn't have any doubt that England would make it. So, as from my perspective, I don't think like England are washed. Even when they lost to France, I didn't think like England were washed or something. I always knew they had the quality and the determination to get to the final, and they're another final.
yeah. I think I'm just more relieved that we're in the final because I think, as you mentioned with the Italy game, I think we obviously got through Sweden and I was just relieved. But I think with the Italy game, I think especially because it was getting quite late on and we hadn't even equalised. And Serena, I've noticed this with Serena that she does take a lot of time to make her substitutions in this tournament. And looking back, it's worked out for her. But I do think that we need to be making these changes a lot sooner because obviously against Spain, they're a team that can really punish you if you're not going to get into the game. You can easily be 3-0 down by Spain. So I think for us, like Italy were great. They were quite a tough team to play against because I knew they would be quite defensive, especially in the second half, and they did a really good job. But as I've mentioned, Agyemang and Chloe Kelly and a few other players have had a big part to play in that. Obviously, I don't know as well if Lauren James is going to be there. Obviously, she came off with an ankle injury, so
Yeah, just a doubt. Like, do you have any updates like about Leah Williams and LJ? Will they
yeah,
play tomorrow?
I don't. I did see what she said a bit, but she's not really given anything away. She just sort of said we're going to see how it goes. So I don't even know. I mean, if she's not available, I'm not too worried because we do have a lot of players that can step in anyway. But I just wanted to say big up to you guys and big up to Victor Ashik. A good point here. Vegan has done well, but I would prefer the manager who didn't support Chelsea. People have said that because obviously with the players that she brings on, but um, I think certain managers have their favourites, but I think it's great as you said. She's getting England to semi-finals, which is great. Obviously, the World Cup final is an interesting one. I do sort of think to myself that these players have that in their mind to want to
Of course they
get
do.
revenge.
Yeah,
With
I
that,
think England will have that final in their mind, and I think Spain will have the quarter final of the last Euros. So
yeah,
I think both sides will want to have revenge for respective reasons.
yeah, yeah, definitely. Because I mean, I remember our last Euros. To be fair, our last Euros was quite smooth sailing. It was quite good for
Exactly.
us.
That is one
Everything,
thing I want to discuss.
yeah,
Sorry for cutting. Like,
that's all right.
you can come after you finish this point. I just want to answer. Like, England in 2022, like they had, like they just stormed through the Euros. Like they beat Norway 8-0. They beat Sweden 4-0, and yeah, Spain and Germany games were difficult, but it was like a team. It was a juggernaut. Like nobody could touch them.
Yeah,
So what is the difference, right? Again, you're not in the final. That's not the point. I mean, you're in the
yeah.
final, but it has been much difficult this time. I know teams have improved, but is there a decline in England, or I don't know. I just want to know, like, what is your perspective? Why England were able to, storm through the Euros in 2022, and this time, although you've done it, it has been much more difficult. What do you think is the reason? And you were saying something. You can answer this after that.
I definitely see a change in this team. It's quite difficult because I know there's players that we've not had, Frank Kirby, for example. I mean, I do think the goalkeeper position isn't a problem. I mean, it's sad, Mary Earps has moved on. I think her character's missed, but I think Hannah's doing a great job. I think we're missing sort of like a few different players that have moved on, obviously. I think the squad is sort of like a new team. I mean, I know we've got the majority of the players we had
Yeah,
back then,
the core is
but we
similar.
do,
Yeah.
yeah, we've got a few changes, but I don't know. I have questions, Serena, at the moment. I mean, I mean, getting to a final is pretty good. I won't lie, but I think if we lose the final, I will probably maybe have my questions. Because as well with the last Euros, as you mentioned, I just think everything was going in our favour. I mean, the football we played back then was great as well.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um, we have it's hard because I mean some players, maybe like a Jill Scott, Ellen White, I think you could tell that they weren't going to be a part of the future, like they were going to move on at some point. So I think their experience is probably missed, but I just think it, like you said, it has been different. I think the World Cup, I'll be honest, I think we had some similar issues in the World Cup. In the World Cup, we went to a few penalty shootouts and we
Yeah.
didn't play the
Nigeria
most
game.
exciting football. So I think in the World Cup we've had this similar issue as well. But yeah, we haven't played the best football, as you mentioned as well. I mean, when I watched against Sweden, like I mean, the first half was awful because Sweden were
Yeah.
just so good, obviously. But it wasn't like the England that we've watched and known. So
Yeah.
I don't really know. I do wonder. I mean, a lot of people do think Serena's probably something's missing with her now, and maybe she should move on. But I think if we get to the final, we win the final, then of
It won't
course
matter.
she can move
It won't
on.
matter. Do you guys bother about Arsenal conceding all those goals in the last three WSL games? You don't care. You won, so yeah, it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
But yeah, I was just interested because yeah, you guys dominated like in 2022. So yeah, you guys are again another final, but it has been different. So Yeah, there was some chatter about Starina being static. Like she has a plan A and she only wants to stick with it, and she has a set of players who she wants to execute it. So other than that, maybe she has not evolved. So that could be a reason. And I also think that Spain played in the Olympics. GB did not play in the Olympics. So
Yeah,
yeah, Spain lost, but it actually gave them a lot more lessons, and it also
yeah,
helped them move on because Jenny Hermoso was not playing, and Esther has actually come back into the squad right now. So she was in the squad in the last Euros, but after that she was not that prevalent. So she has come back now, and Wahabi has come back now. She plays for Man City. So they've had some kind, some evolution playing in the Olympics. I think this is the first major tournament after the World Cup for England, right? So
yeah,
maybe that evolution hasn't happened for England because GB did not qualify. So maybe that could also be a reason. So that is what I think, but I just want
yeah.
to get your perspective on it.
Yeah, I think with England as well, like you said, I mean, that was obviously devastating for us missing out on that. But I think as well, like, with a lot of these players, I mean, as I mentioned, we have, I think defensively we do have quite a few issues. I mean, I think our midfield is probably needing a few more changes in the future. Obviously, for now, for this tournament, we've gotten through it. But I think a lot of these players are getting older, and I think we do need to change up the team a bit. I think it would be nice to see Serena take more risks. But as you mentioned, I mean, the more you play together as a team, the more you understand each
Yeah,
other, and it's an interesting one as well because in the Euros last time we saw, Lassie Russo, Ella Toon come off the bench and they have
yeah,
been started in some games. So I think I think Serena's still got it. I do think she's still amazed in what she does, but I just think that we need to change a few things up. And
yeah,
I think defensively, as I said, we have struggled at times. I mean, I think it's going to be different. I mean, I really liked Rachel Daly when she was in our
yeah.
last Euros, but obviously, she's retired internationally, which is fair enough.
Yeah.
But I think we just have a different team now, don't we? And it's going to be different. But I think it would be nice to change a few things up in our attack. Obviously, I wouldn't make too many changes for this game now because I think we know what works now and we have to stick with that. But yeah, I'm excited for the final, really. I mean, I'll be honest with you, if I'm being honest, I didn't think we would get to the final, because I thought this team is going through a bit of a transition period with all
When
of
did
these
you
new
think
players.
that? When did you think England wouldn't make it to the final?
Do you know what? I thought we'd get to I said to myself, semi final or slash final. I didn't
Okay.
think we'd win it because or get there because I just think this team is quite different. I'm not saying we're disjointed, but it's a different team and it will take a bit of time. But
Okay.
yeah, I think now we're in the final. I think to myself, I'm kind of positive about it because I look at the players off the bench we have to bring on. But how are you feeling about the game? Because I think for Spain, I think Spain have done really great throughout this tournament as well. I mean, for them to get to that final was massive as well. I know we've played each other quite a lot recently, but I think it's going to be a really competitive game.
Yeah. Yeah, I will talk about Spain, but I just have a couple questions.
Yeah.
How much are you missing Millie Bright, and what is the deal with the left back situation?
What do you say?
Like, how much do you miss Millie Bright, and what is the
Yeah.
deal with the left back situation?
Do you know what? It's weird as well because like there's quite a few players have been missing for this tournament, but I think as well. I mean, I think defensively. I mean, I'll be honest, Leah Williamson, Alex Greenwood. I think they've built a really great partnership. But I think you're seeing really bright Chelsea, haven't we? For a very long time, not just this season, but she's a really great player. I think she's got a lot of kind of like leadership qualities as well, and I'll be honest, I think she has been missed a lot. I think for her last Euros as well, she was incredible. She
Yeah,
was so good. I think, like I said, defensively we have been very different. Like we struggled a bit. I think obviously Lucy Bronze has done good. I know at times she could have done better, but I think it's been hard as well because I think with Jess Carter, I think she struggled at times as well, and I think it's been quite hard for her as well with obviously what she's been going through. But I think defensively, I would say Leah Williamson and Alex Greenwood have built a really great partnership, but I think in recent tournaments you do miss Millie Bright. You see what she brings to the team as well. I mean, not just defensively, she's really great. With the balls going forward, like Leah Williamson, Alex Greenwood can do that as well. But I think Millie Bright, when you've seen her for Chelsea do so well, I think we have missed her. But I think for her, she's needed a break. She's had an injury as well, so it's also a good time to see other players have these chances as well. Because I know with Greenwood, we saw how good she was in the World Cup. She was so consistent, but I think you are going to miss your best players. It was a bit like when Leah wasn't here for the World Cup. I was so
Yeah.
devastated, but I think you just have to get through it, don't you, for them, and just see what you can do. But I do miss her. I mean, even though she's a Chelsea player, but I do really miss her. Hopefully, um, for our next tournament, it'd be great to have her back. But I think we can understand why she's wanted to have some time out, especially if she's going through an injury. And I know how sort of busy the schedule is, especially
Yeah.
with WSL and all of that. So yeah, I have missed her, but I know that like she said in her statement a while ago, it's good to see some of the players get that chance and go for it. So yeah, I can't wait to see her obviously, come back. I mean, we've done good actually though, to be fair, without her. We've managed to survive, but I do miss her.
But will you actually, like, for the final, just let's just say that she's available? Will she start, or will it be will Leah and Alex Greenwood take precedence over her if she is available? Just for like
Yeah,
argument's
it's
sake.
it's a tough one because I think as well with Greenwood you can sort of play her on the left, but I think to be honest, like Esme Morgan's done really good at the
Hmm.
moment. She's sort of been stepping in. Um, it's a tough one, isn't it? Because I think, to be honest with you, I think all the players we have at the back now of doing a really good job. Um, it's it's a tough question because I think to myself, none of these players do deserve to be dropped. I don't know whether I'd sort of bring her in,
No,
because
is
we
there a
have,
set partnership for England? Because for Spain,
yeah,
it used to be Irene Paredes and Mapillion. And Mapillion said she's not going to play, just like
mm,
Millie Bright, although Mapillion has taken a longer break. I don't think she's ever going to play for Spain. So instead of her, Codina played sometimes in the last World Cup. She is not fit now. So it's
yeah,
been the proper centre back partnership has been Alexandre and Irene Paredes. So they are the first choice centre back partnership. Maria Mendes played in the semi final because of Alexander being suspended. So Spain have said centre back partnership. So my question is, yeah, because Millie Bright is not there,
mm.
that's not a problem now because Greenwood and Williamson are the first choice. But my question is, if Millie Bright was available, will there be a set centre back partnership, or will it be a combination of these three in combination?
I don't know really because I mean, like you said, I think if we're being honest, if Millie Bright was if she, I know she would have been picked anyway when the Euros got those, when Serena picked the team. I knew she would
Mm-hmm.
have definitely been picked with this,
Yeah,
the
yeah,
season she's had. So I think I completely get that. I don't know. It's interesting because I think she should be starting if she was in the team. But I think Greenwood's someone who's quite underrated, and I think you can see she's doing a really good job. So I think I would probably play maybe Greenwood's on the left hand. You have seen in recent times, especially the Euros, the partnership with Leah and Millie Bright. They've both obviously been doing great for their clubs as well. But yeah, I do think with Millie Bright, I think she definitely deserves to be part of this team. It's a shame as well, isn't it, that she isn't here? And I think we've
mm,
done good considering, but I think
yeah,
Millie Bright's really good in those big games. She always does turn up, and I think I look at the Spain game and I think, you would like a player like her, especially as I mentioned,
yeah,
like the leadership she has is so good, and I think we do miss that a bit. I mean, like I said before, this team is quite different to what it was in 2022. Of course, it will be because players move on. We're going to bring in
mm,
younger players in, so yeah, I do think Millie Bright is being missed, and I think she definitely would have a spot on this team if she came back straight away because I think she's been so consistent for Chelsea throughout it all. But yeah, I am excited. I wanted to ask you obviously as well about Spain's tournament. What have you made of how it's gone for you guys? I mean, when I've been watching Spain, I think. they're just so good. I think, I always think Spain are very exciting to watch, and I know when we play each other, it's going to be so competitive. Because I know both teams, like we said before, both teams want the revenge for different reasons. Like Spain for the quarters, us for the World Cup. Because that I think with the World Cup, it was. I didn't think I thought we'd get to the final, but because we didn't have a few players, I knew we would probably struggle a bit. But I think for us, we want to just win and win another Euros.
Yeah, Spain's tournament, yeah, like they were definitely much better than in 2022 Euros. Like that was a given because 2022 Alexia had an ACL done and Jorge Vilda is a dirtbag. So and like they had most of if you compare the squad, like they had most of the players back then. Even they have most of the players from back then, and they also had extra set of players like Jenny Hermoso and some other like four or five other players in defense and in midfield. So there were quite many players back then, but he didn't make good use of it, and they were missing Putellas. So this time they're much better than the squad they were back then, with respect to the backroom staff and also themselves improving, and also their mentality. So most of the Spain scores from
Yeah,
Barcelona, and they themselves have that that mentality to go up because that Leon final 21-22, that was a major blow for them. So for them to come back from that, to win back-to-back Champions League, so that definitely helped them. And the World Cup, all the the backroom, like the background stuff which happened in the World Cup with Spanish FA president Rubiales and Jorge Vilda, like all of that, it this shouldn't happen. Like this shouldn't be the reason why the mentality of a team improves, but it has improved because of that. It's not like anything proud of, but that's the reality. But they have improved. That their mentality has taken a massive shift. It's not just a team of happy-go-lucky players, playing pretty football, and that's it. It's actually they play good football, but they also have the mentality, the grit to actually win. So that is a major change I see in the Spain squad this time. So the Portugal game, I was fairly sure Spain will beat them. I just didn't think it'd be 5-0 because I thought Portugal have played Spain not twice in the Nations League back to back. So I thought they would make some necessary defensive,
yeah,
substitute like defensive tweaks to uh, stop Spain from scoring. But in 8 minutes they had two goals, and then it was not even a contest. I just don't understand what's wrong with Portugal. Like they were a top 10 side in the world for some time, and in the World Cup they had a decent showing. They're always a tough team to play against. Even England, they had that draw, 1-1 draw in the first Nations League group game. So they were always tough teams to play against. But I don't know what changed in the Nations League after that. They just, I don't know, they were very bad. They got thrashed by England. They got thrashed by Spain. Even lost 3-0 to Belgium. Like I don't know what happened to them. Yeah, they missed Kika Nazareth. But if you're telling me that a team of Portugal's capability has its sole future on a 21-year-old Kika Nasrat. I don't know. I don't know what you're doing. What are the other 10, 11 players doing? What is the manager doing? I
yeah.
don't know. So yeah, Portugal have been a massive letdown, and Belgium. So yeah, they couldn't challenge much of Spain. So she play in CM like she does fast. Yeah, we'll come to that. We'll come to that. So yeah, so that was not a problem. And Belgium game, I was very sure that Belgium will get one or two goals because they're a very good counter-attacking side. Like I think most teams will concede. Maybe not Germany, but most teams will concede. I mean, obviously England fans would know that they lost 3-2 in the Nations League. So uh, yeah, they were good, and they actually put on a very good fight. 2-2. I actually thought it might like end 3-2 to Spain, but Spain went another game. But what I liked for Spain is that this time is that they rarely are pegged back, but when they are pegged back, they actually the response is much better. Like after 2-2, when Belgium scored that equalizer, they immediately score another one in like 3 minutes, and that is a devastating counter attack from Spain against Belgium. So that was really interesting. That was really great to watch. So again, that's what I say mental. If this was 2022, if Belgium had gone 2-2, they would have crumbled, or they would have played. They would lost their minds. So that is the difference now. They're like, okay, you score one more, okay, we'll score four more. That's the mentality now. So that was good. So the attacking abilities were really
Mm.
great. Just the defense. But
Yeah.
to say that Spain's defense is bad because Belgium scored 2 goals is actually disrespect to Belgium, because Belgium can do that. They have done that to European champions as well. So it's not like they are a bad side. It's just that they weren't able to do that against Italy. So coming to Italy, it was a tough game. So again, the first 15, 25, like the first half an hour was really difficult for Spain. And they got they opened, they had the opening. So that was the first time Spain were actually down a goal. So I was
Yeah.
interested to see how they would respond to that. And they responded very well. Although they could have had a lot more goals, but they missed many of the chances, but they won 3-1. And I was like in hindsight, it's very funny because after Spain had beaten Italy 3-1, like many of the media outlets, Spain had an easy group, like they beat Italy 3-1. It's very easy. None of the teams challenged them. And when England actually was struggling against Italy, I was kind of laughing. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah.
You said Spain had it easy. Now who's laughing, huh? So yeah, Italy are a plucky side, man. It's not easy to beat Italy. So yes, just because Spain makes it look easy doesn't mean it's easy. These teams are difficult teams to play against. So yeah, that was funny. And Switzerland, I expected them to beat them, but yeah, it was not a pretty watch. The first 45 was frustrating, incredibly frustrating, and I was very very angry that Mariano missed that penalty. Like, why would he do that, Mariano? Why would he do that? So because if
Yeah.
they had
So,
scored that,
yeah, I
the
completely agree.
momentum would have, yeah, the momentum would have changed because they got the penalty so soon. And I mean, to be fair, Mariano won that penalty, and in recent times he's better than Putellas in taking penalties. So I wasn't like, okay, fine, Mariano's taking, fine, we got 1-0, let's go. And she misses, and like, oh, it's not even target. Like, thing is, players miss penalties, okay, but what frustrates me more is the thing, like if the ball it's not even on target. At least if it's on target and the goalkeeper saves it, okay, fair. But that's that was really frustrating to watch. I mean, the first after that, Switzerland gave nothing. They absolutely gave nothing to Spain. And yeah, I mean, most of the Spanish players were like they were angry. The Patria at 30th minute was like incredibly frustrated. She was shouting at her own teammates. Like, it was not a pretty watch. And they continued to do that. And Switzerland were getting in, like, getting high in confidence as the minute guys, and the whole stadium was for them. Like, you had a small pocket of Spanish fans, like they were not even there. Like, the whole stadium was bouncing for them. And oh my god, if they got to Switzerland, oh my god. I didn't think like yeah, I because of the quality of Spain, you would expect them to be in the final or maybe win it. But I was like, okay, even if they win it is fine. If they, because it's tournament football, anything can happen. But to Switzerland, no, you can't do to Switzerland. No way, please. And but it was not going well. And then Tommy made the substitutes, and then Nathania came on and she scored the goal, and Pina got a second. Yeah, that was good. Back to back goals, that was good. But that 66 minutes, that was incredibly frustrating to watch. So Switzerland did everything they could to stop Spain from scoring. But the thing is, their whole focus was on defending. They couldn't attack because of that. So they had zero shots on target. So Switzerland made it incredibly difficult. So, but at the end of the day, it was actually a good lesson for Spain, because when things don't go your way, how do you respond again? They scored
Yeah.
2 goals, and the whole stadium was against them, rooting totally against them. So it is very clear to see that they're frustrated. Like, you don't have to be an expert to see that. So when you have everything going against you, so how do you respond? So they did well
Yeah.
in that aspect. Yeah, that was not the best game, but again, in tournament football, it doesn't matter how you win. What matters is you win. So that was good. And if I thought that was frustrating, that 60 minutes was frustrating. Semi-final. Oh my God, what am I going to say? I knew Germany was going to be incredibly difficult. Even in my preview in my channel, I said Germany were going to win. I was not confident Spain were going to win, because Spain had never beaten Germany in a competitive game in a major tournament. And it's wild to think, but Germany are the OGs, okay? They're 8-time European champions, they're 2-time World Cup winners. Spain are like a more recent power in women's football. So Germany always had Spain's number. It's like Germany is one of the
Yeah.
fewest teams which have Spain's weaknesses, which Spain find weak against. So you could say kryptonite. So yeah, I was not confident, and as the minutes went by, that feeling only grows stronger. By the end of first half of extra time, I was absolutely sick. Like, I didn't want to watch that match.
Yeah.
I was like, why am I putting myself through this torture? Like, when I know the chances of Spain winning are so low, even if it is only a hopium that Spain would somehow win, it is incredibly frustrating. But Germany did everything they could to, make it tough for Spain. They did not give them time on the ball. It was like again watching the Champions League final, man. Like I didn't want to watch it. Why am I watching this? This like very similar to that because they did not give time. The midfield was completely nullified. Alexia had a very poor game. She was completely marked out of the game. But Bonmati and Patry were doing everything. Even
Yeah.
despite all Germany's efforts, in stifling their attacks, in not giving them time and space, they were there pulling the strings. They were making it difficult for Germany. They're fighting against Germany. They had chances against Germany. So despite all that, again, another lesson when things don't go your way. How are you going? This was the by far the toughest before the final, by far the toughest test they had. And yeah, and Anne Kantelberger was like she was not letting in any shots. Like you had to
Yeah,
pull
she
out a
did really
worldie to
good.
beat her. Yeah, she was making very good saves all like throughout. And but one more frustrating thing was most of the attacks, even Pina, Esther, they were shooting straight at the goalkeeper. She's going to save it. Okay, it's not like she's a bad goalkeeper to let it through her legs or something. It's difficult enough to score a worldie against her in a shooting straight at her. Like it is very maybe it's also because of Germany's defense, but still you're an elite striker. You'll at least have to make it difficult for the goalkeeper to save it. That was frustrating to watch. So yeah, like it was very difficult. And yes, after that, Tom, like that's when I was thinking like there's also this factor was why Spain might not win the world. I mean, the Euros is that
Mm.
because of the manager. Like Tommy, she's an unknown entity. Like she was the assistant in the World Cup, and then she became the manager. She has a disastrous Olympics, but the Nations League was good. But is it because of the team, or is it because also of her inputs? So we did not know that, or was it just
Yeah.
an incompetent manager, managing a very brilliant group of players? So that is when I was thinking whether Tommy would do something, but at least she had the balls to, bring out Pina, bring out Mariana, because if she was very incompetent, then she would be like, I'm not bringing on the top players out. Like I will be very conservative or something. But she had, okay, you're not working, I'll bring you out. So she brought a Pina and Mariona. So okay, that was not bad. And then she brought on Salma and Martin Prieto. Salma, like her role is completely changed. Like in the World Cup, she was like the super sub, like the Agyemang and Chloe Kelly. She's that kind of player. You bring her on, she's going to make something, goal and assist. She's going to make that. That's what she did. She did against Netherlands and Sweden in the World Cup quarter and semifinals. But this time, her role, like she is not scoring goals, but her thing is she comes against weak tired opposition, tired defenders, and then she puts on a pace, and that's what
Yeah.
gets the red card in the Switzerland game. She was through goal, and they had to make the tackle, otherwise it would have been 3-0. So her role has changed now. So you could expect the similar thing in the final. So yeah, she was again running the German defense ragged with her runs, and that's how one player gets injured, unfortunately. But that's her role, to bring down defenders either through injury, unfortunately, or through suspensions. So that's what her role has become now. So she brought her on. Martin Prado is a more physical striker, but yes, thank God for Bonmati. Like at one point, like the beginning of the tournament, like Bon was announced that Bonmati had viral meningitis, and like of course, last Euros, Putellas got injured, and this Euros, Bonmati has viral meningitis. Of course, it
Yeah.
happens. Delete this year. What is this year? And it's like that. But from that, and the narrative was that she might not even play this Euros. From that, to actually, she had no goal scored until then. So, but when the moment required, she came and scored that goal. And she also said that they'd actually studied Berger, uh, coming slightly out of her, not guarding her near post. So that was also interesting because so it means that their changes happen in the Spanish football, because the backroom coach, because that's what the fight between the FA and the players was that the FA was not providing support with respect to infrastructure, nutrition and the analysis. So seems like the analysts are actually working hard to help the team. So that is a big victory. So that's what helped Spain. A moment of brilliance. So yeah, Germany's game was very difficult, but again, it's very good lesson because again, things will not go your way against
Yeah.
England. They are not going to push over. So this kind of lesson was important, as it was important for England against Italy. Although England did not need that lesson because they could have beaten Italy quite easily, but again, Italy is not a easy side to play against. So both teams
Yeah.
have had their lessons. So let's see who learned it better in the final tomorrow.
Yeah, I think I'm like I said, I'm excited for the game because I think, I mean, everyone will have a different opinion on who they think has got the best chance, but I just think I think no matter how kind of poor we've been at times, it doesn't matter because I know when it's a final, your team's going to turn up. I mean, we obviously struggled in that World Cup game, but I think now we have different sort of ideas, different ways to kind of score or create chances. But obviously, I think Spain have done good. I think Mateus has been great to watch as well, and she's had an incredible tournament.
Yeah,
Obviously,
yeah.
Bonmati as well getting that goal, and I think you can see how much it means to Spain to get to this final. But I'm excited. I just wanted to read out this comment. Big up to Nanka. England win. Kelly Mead and Russo, my Arsenal girls. Yeah, I mean they've all had a big part to play. Russo's had. Russo has only scored one goal, but I think
Yeah.
you've really seen her sort of work rate. I mean, her kind of
Yeah,
quality
her.
of play.
Yeah, you
Yeah,
can't quantify her work, but yes, the work is definitely visible. Like people who watch England will know that. Yeah, but she doesn't have the stats to back it up. But yes,
yeah. Because I
she
think
is
if you
working hard.
Yeah, because if you look at stats, then it might, it probably doesn't.
Yeah, it won't look
Probably
good.
implies
But
she's
again,
not had
but
a
I
great
think she still
tournament.
has 3 assists if I'm not wrong. So it's not that bad,
Yeah,
but it's not like numbers you would expect from a striker of Russo's quality.
yeah, and it's been hard because obviously, Aggie Beaver Jones from Chelsea has been on the bench, and we have actually seen her get more minutes, but I
But
think
you
with
say
her,
she like I read a comment that Sarina's only features Chelsea players, but Aggie Jones hasn't got a chance. Your
yeah,
player Agyemang is only getting chance, so she's not a Chelsea manager. Like
yeah, I
she's
don't agree
preferring
with that
more
either.
Arsenal players now. So it's more of a Chelsea fans would say the same. So she's
Do you know
only
what the thing
picking
is?
Arsenal players.
Yeah, and the thing is, right, I think like certain players probably don't actually have the stamina to do like a full game and extra time.
Yeah,
I
I
mean, I
mean
know we've
Agyemang is too
seen,
young. You can't expect her
yeah,
to
I
play
wouldn't
90
play
minutes. Yeah,
her for a full game
yeah,
because I
exactly.
think certain players just might be better off the bench. I mean, I've never
Yeah.
seen her play a full, game for England. I know
Yeah, there's
she's,
a reason Vicky Lopez was also not playing full minutes because she's too young.
yeah,
Like 18, 19 and also you can't expect them to,
yeah, you can't
play the
put too
whole
much pressure
games.
on them.
So yeah,
But I think, Beth Mead's sort of being someone that comes on, when she needs to sort of help out. But yeah, I do think Kelly's had a great tournament as well because I mean Arsenal, she is a starter, and I think Kelly. To be fair, I think her role, she probably knows this throughout the tournament, is to come on and
mm,
change the
mm.
game, and she's obviously been doing that with the chances that she created. I mean, I'm not gonna lie to you, when she missed that penalty, I knew she was gonna miss it. I sometimes you just know when players are gonna miss it, but
I
I
mean,
don't
it's
think it
not that
matters.
difficult this tournament though. It's not
Yeah,
difficult to
it's so
predict that
risky.
they're gonna miss the penalties. Yeah, yeah.
It's been funny. Like
But
the England shootout with Sweden. That was just. I thought that was gonna go on forever. It was just terrible. But
yeah, it was. That was really funny. Like, what the hell? Like, like, like Sweden had every chance. That was when I was like, okay, England have some, a plot armor. This is an insane plot armor. Like, you have the gun, you have the 6 bullets, but somehow you can't kill that person. Like, it's like that. It is unbelievable to watch that penalty shootout. It's
yeah,
wild.
that was. Do you know what? That was so stressful. I imagine the players were stressed, but I think yeah, I was happy we got through. I mean, I think with
Yeah,
penalty shootouts, some players are just good at this. I mean, Chloe Kelly, I mean, Lucy Bronzer, certain players are great at those high pressured
yeah,
moments, but I think to be honest, you're just relieved when you get through because,
yeah. Of
like, I
course.
think if England get through against Spain and we don't play great, I don't care. I think it's
Yeah,
about the result. I mean, for
of course.
Spain as well. I mean, if you guys, I'm sure you will play great because Spain are really good, but I
Yeah,
think it's
Spain
it's about the
weren't. It's
result.
sad that they only won 1-0. They won 1-0. They don't care. I mean,
Yeah,
again, knockout football. It doesn't matter how you win. What matters you win. You win by penalties, or you win
yeah,
by accumulation of yellow cards, or you win by coin toss. You don't care. You win. That's all. So yeah, it doesn't matter.
Yeah, and I think as well, like you look at Spain when they won the World Cup. I mean, we briefly spoke about it, but I think if Spain are to win, I mean, last time their moment got taken away from them because of that
Yeah,
situation that
yeah,
happened. So
exactly.
I think if Spain win, I genuinely do hope that nothing kind of gets in the way of their spotlight,
Yeah,
because I
yeah,
think whoever wins does deserve to, all that credit from everyone, from
yeah,
like the media and I think this time we have that problem, but I think it's a real shame when that happened with Spain
yeah,
about, because it did take over the spotlight. I mean, everyone was talking about it. It was all over the news, and
yeah.
what
That
over the
was
news.
the main. Yeah, yeah. True.
So
I hope
yeah, I
like
think
somebody, if some again, if somebody tries to, I just hope they slap them like then and there.
yeah,
Just do it. You don't have to, go behind and then just slap them then and there. Just shame them then and there. That would be an epic moment though.
yeah, exactly. I mean, it's silly because I think if you've won, you should be the one that's getting spoken about for winning.
Yeah,
So
it's about
obviously,
but yeah, the
yeah,
Spanish players also said. Sorry for cutting. The
no, it's
Spanish players
alright.
also said that we are happy that we are only talking about the game and nothing else about. So it's about the game, how we played, what were the weaknesses, what were the strengths, what were the tactics. So they're happy. It's only about the games they play right now. So yeah, that's a great thing, as you said.
Yeah, I completely agree because I think whoever wins, like I said, that's what should be getting spoken about.
Yeah.
And like I said, I'm really excited for the game. What would you say? Like, do you think right now as we're chatting, do you think Spain are going to win? Because for me, I kind of feel 50-50. Like I just don't know right now who I think will win.
Yeah, I honestly think England are the favorites. I think England are more likely to win it because Spain are a great team, no doubt. But I think it's more about the manager. I mean, England have a great squad. They've
Yeah,
already won the Euros and they have that experience. And add to that the way they've come. They come through. Never giving up, even though they played badly, but still they made it through. I think that counts for something. And Serena Wiegman, man, she's giving me Carlo Ancelotti vibes because last four major tournaments she's been in the final, two World Cups and two Euros,
yeah,
and this is the third Euro final in a row. She could do the three-peat. Like that's wild to think about. So when you have that much of experience, and we consider Monse Tome, who's a newbie, who's just come in. I don't know. I don't think Spain have that much of a chance. As much as I want Spain to win, but I think England are the favorites, and they have I don't know, it's not tangible. Like you can't say what it is exactly. They have the quality, to get through
yeah.
obstacles or somehow make it through. So I think, yeah, I think it's more likely England are going to win it as much as I want Spain to win. But yeah, I think England have very good chances of winning, more chances than Spain, to be honest.
It's interesting because like at the start of the tournament, I think no one really expected England to like win this tournament or get to the final
Ah, come on,
because I,
come on.
th-
You're
I
selling
think
yourself short. You're selling yourself short. You surely, like
you
nobody
know
thought
it's
England would be
weird
in the
because
final. Come on, come on. You can't sell your team that short.
like like if you ask anyone, I mean, I think it's weird because England probably might be favourites because we've won it, but
Yeah, of course.
I do wonder if Spain are more like. Do you know in this game who are the underdogs? That's what I think because we've obviously beaten you in the quarterfinals. You beat us in the World Cup, and I'm interested to see how this game's going to go because
Look, that is previous stuff. We are talking about the Euros. We are talking about this tournament. You are the defending champions. You have the manager who has won back-to-back Euros for two different countries, and she's in third final in a row. Obviously, England are the favorites. Like it's not even close,
yeah,
despite the
I mean,
qualities of Spain.
I think the bit that gives me that confidence of us getting it over the line is obviously, the players that we have that we can bring on because I think the players that start are
Yeah,
good and
yeah. The
obviously I'm
bench is
hoping,
the bench is
yeah,
great too. Yeah,
I
that is
do
also an
hope.
aspect. Yeah.
Yeah, I do hope obviously if Lauren James plays, I think I'd feel confident. But I do think you have players, that can come in, You have Ella Toon that can come in. You've got Chloe Kelly. Even other players like Jess Park. There's so many players like Grace Clinton, etc. So I think the bench as well gives you that confidence because I
Yep.
think when we played in the World Cup, obviously a different tournament, but we needed someone to come on with a different idea, someone
Mm,
to do something different. And
mm.
obviously now I feel like we do have that, but I definitely think this game will go to extra time, unfortunately,
Nah, I
because
don't think so. Spain,
I
England
just
do not go to extra time. No,
I
that
hope it
doesn't happen.
doesn't. I really hope
Spain,
for our
England will
sake.
not go to extra time. You will get it in 90 minutes. But
I
one
hope
team
so.
will win, but I
I
don't think
can't
it's going to
face
extra
going
time.
another extra time. Um,
Nah, nah, nah. Spain, England rarely go. I've never seen a Spain, England game go. I mean, yeah, last Euros it did go, but yeah, I just don't feel it's going to go to extra time. I think it'll be over in 90 minutes. But I don't
oh,
know. Most
yeah,
likely England, but I don't think it's going to extra time. So that is,
there's
I don't,
one
I
here.
don't feel it.
England Spain. It's a tough game. I think a draw that England win in extra time, 108 minutes. I
Yeah,
hope
I
it
mean,
doesn't go to extra time. My heart couldn't take that.
but like, see, I don't have a problem with anything, but if it is penalties, like let them all
Oh
take the proper penalties. I don't want like 66 saved penalties or 66 penalties which are missed. I don't want to be that long. Just keep it short, keep it simple. Finish it in that five attempts you get. That's what I want to see. If it goes all the way. And so yeah, since we have come, like we can talk some tactics. So like yeah, I read a comment earlier about Mariana playing in the
oh yeah,
center, I mean midfielder position. So I think it's similar to
yeah,
Mariana and Lauren James to an
yeah.
extent because of yeah, to like where do you actually have to play, which is the best position. So you can tell me about Lauren James. I'll tell about Mariana. Mariana, yes, she can play in midfield, which is great for her. It's not a problem for her playing. But the thing is, we have Claudia Pina. So what do you do with Claudia Pina? Because right now they have a proper number 9 in Esther Gonzalez. So Salma doesn't have her role there.
Yeah,
And then Claudia Pina has established herself now as a proper player from the left. And then right winger, you can put in Athenia, but she's not like good enough to start games, but she's good enough as an impact sub. So what do you do with Mariona? So if you put in midfield, you have to sacrifice either of Aitana or Alexia, and Aitana Alexia cannot play on the wings. So what do you do? So it is a compromise you have to make. So you have to either take out Mariona or you have to take out Alexia or Bonmati. What do you do? Or you cannot have Pina. What do you do?
yeah,
So again, it's a good problem to have, but it is a problem. Mariona is definitely great. She has played many games in Spain and Barcelona in midfield. So it's not a position she's not played. But the thing is, if she does play in midfield, who plays on the left? Who plays on the right? Who are we going to sacrifice of one of Aitana or Alexia? So that's why mostly Spain play with Pino on the left and Mariona on the right. Yeah, Mariona on the right is not an ideal position, but she can still make stuff work because mainly Mariana's main USP is a link-up play. She is that player who creates this overloads. So she can do it from the left and the right. But sometimes Spain also switch. Spain also sometimes plays on the right and the left during in game. So that's why you don't see Mariona playing in midfield because you have APA in midfield, which you can't take it out. You can't, mess with that. Why do you mess with something which is not broken? So if you put her on the left, then Pina is very ineffective from the right. So that is the reason Mariona does not play.
yeah.
So that is a kind of similarity between LJ because LJ, where do you play on the left? Do you play as a 10? So what do you do with LJ? Again, you have Hemp on the wing, you have other midfielders, you have Stanway, Ella Toon, and who's that? Kira Walsh in midfield. So where do you put LJ? It's a similar conundrum for both teams.
Yeah, I could. I think obviously with what you're saying as well, with with Claude Dante, I think to be fair, I know we see her play in that the centre midfield position. I know we see her play there at Arsenal, but I think for Spain, I
Yeah.
think her just being in the team, I think is just important. So I
Yeah.
think it's hard for Spain. You've got a lot of competition there, but with Arsenal, we don't actually have as much
Yeah, it
competition
does
there.
fit her well in Arsenal. She doesn't have a problem in Arsenal.
Yeah,
That's
she
yeah,
just
that's
gets in.
she's
I mean,
done.
she's
Yeah,
she's
she's like
so
fit there
great.
properly. Yeah, but
Yeah,
Spain, that's the thing. You have so many players. So what do you do?
yeah. It's like when she was at Barcelona, like it's hard for her there, but Arsenal,
Yeah, at Barcelona, like when Lika Martins left, like she owned that left winger, like that position. So she didn't have any competition, and then Pina came this season. So yeah, like there's so many top players. What do you do? Like it's a good
Yeah.
problem to have.
Yeah, I think as well with Lauren James, I mean, I'll be honest with you, I think our midfield this season, this tournament has been a bit different. I mean, obviously, I didn't think she would start because she's had that injury at Chelsea. I know she's recovered and she
Yeah.
is good now, but
Mm,
I kind of expected her maybe to be someone that would come on to change the game, like the 70th minute to come on.
mm, mm.
But she is fit. I mean, I don't know now for the game, but
But I have a doubt. But is she an impact sub though? I don't think she's an impact sub like Agyemang or Chloe Kelly. I'm not sure.
yeah, it's really hard because I think she has played in a few different positions. I know she can play, on the right or in
I
that.
think she has to start. I think she has to be in the rhythm to, get the
Yeah,
best out of her in that position. I'm
it's
not
it's
sure if
hard.
she's an impact
Yeah,
sub.
it's a tough one as well because the other question people might want to ask is should Chloe Kelly be starting and then Lauren James come off the bench? Ella Toon's obviously. Ella Toon had been playing quite a few games and Ella
Yeah.
Toon has scored quite a few goals and she has made a difference. So
Mm, mm.
it I do think maybe for this game would Lauren James be better coming off the bench? With I don't the thing is like if Lauren James isn't playing, I think Serena would probably play Beth Mead. I think Serena
Mm,
likes playing Beth Mead in the team, and I think with Beth Mead, she's still a great player. I just think that she's probably not a starter,
mm.
usually because I think she's had a lot of injuries, but Beth Mead is still a great
Yeah.
player. But I think with the team as well, with Lauren James, a good point, obviously, about people have different opinions. I don't know. I like Lauren James in the team because she can give you something that no one else has to offer. Like she can just create
Yeah.
these,
Yeah, that's
opportunities.
why I don't think she's good as a super sub. I don't get that point
Yeah,
because yeah, she provides the different element that England have. So it's not like she's a pacey winger or something, like Salma.
yeah,
Salma is that pacey winger. So you have a proper, a proper solution because at that time defenders are tired. You use a proper pacey winger to run behind them. LJ is not that kind of a player. So
yeah,
a creative player being a impact sub, I don't get the point.
yeah. I think if she was fit for this game, I would probably play her.
Yeah.
Obviously, I mean, Ella Toon's done great, but I think for these players, they can just come on anyway. I mean, hypothetically, we don't know if it's going to go to extra time. Hope for our sake
Mhm.
it doesn't, because I don't want a 2-3 redeem. But I think, if you're going to play Lauren James, I mean, I think you could play Toon, you could play Lauren James on the wing. I don't know which one we'd want to do really, but I do
Yeah.
like Ella Toon, but Chloe Kelly as well. I think I mean, Chloe Kelly can start and be very good, but I think with
Exactly the same
Serena,
problem England and Spain have.
yeah,
You have so many players, you don't know who to start, you don't know who to
yeah,
bring up the bench. What do you do?
is
It's a good headache to have both managers. That's the problem. That's the problem. But
I
yeah,
think
one more stat for why England are the favorites. I read it just recently from 2012 men's and women's Euros, World Cups. The team which has played the first semi-final always wins the final. So congrats England, I guess.
yeah. Do you know what? Yeah, I think that's a problem because I think, like you said, when you have sort of so many players, I think it's hard to figure out who should start. I mean, we have seen Chloe Kelly start for Arsenal and she can
Mm,
play quite a lot of
mm,
time. But I think for Serena, she's probably thinking if it goes to penalties, I would rather Chloe come on maybe in
yeah,
like the 70th minute and
yeah,
take, because Chloe Kelly usually is quite a good penalty taker. So I think she probably sees it like that. But I think it's a tough one, really. I mean, Jess Park as well. She's not had
yeah.
much of a chance. I
Much
mean,
minutes, yes.
yeah, I mean, I've watched her a few times when she's at Man City. I know she went to Everton on loan a while ago, but I think she's a very good player to bring on in that attacking position to give you, like I said, something different. But I think because Agyemang has been that person that comes on and helps us,
Yeah,
I
she's
think,
made an impact. Yeah.
I think she has done well, Serena, with them changes. But I
She's
think,
actually kept Beaver Jones quiet.
yeah,
That's impressive. Much
yeah.
to
Do you know
Chelsea
what?
fans' anger. She's made
Yeah,
that happen.
it's interesting, isn't it, with Viva Jones because I think she's a good talent. I think she's gonna be, up there one day. I know at Chelsea she's definitely stood up more at Chelsea.
Yeah,
But I do think for England, I think there's
there was
definitely gonna
impact you
be
make.
yeah, I think there's gonna be competition. And maybe with her and Russo, but I think with Russo is sort of a player that does turn up in them big games. I mean, we have seen it a bit for Arsenal, so I think we'll probably see Russo sort of start a lot more. But I
Yeah,
do think Beaver Jones is just going to be a sort of that substitute when we need someone to come in for this
yeah.
game as well. But yeah, I do want to.
So
I'm interested to see
yeah,
what will
so
happen.
one more important like since we're tackling tactics, one more important position is left back for England, and who do you play there and why? Because Spain's right hand side, that is which has Mariona, it has Bonmati, it has Onabatia. So what do you do? Those three players will definitely target Lucy Bronze, and
Give
sorry,
me two
I mean
seconds.
both the flanks. I mean,
Wait, give me
sorry,
one
they will
second.
flank the right side,
I'm back.
and Spain's left. Pina, are you there? Hello.
Sorry, my microphone. My microphone went a bit funny.
Yeah.
Just
Okay.
can you hear me
Yeah.
now? Yeah, I can
Yeah.
hear
Yeah.
you.
Yeah.
Just say what you
So
were
yeah.
gonna say.
So Olga, Pina, and Alexia will target the right side of England, which is bronze and most probably mid, forward, and Spain, that is Spain's left side. Spain's right side will target England's left side. So what? So who will you play at left back and why?
Yeah, I mean, it's gonna be interesting because obviously, Esme Morgan's been playing there, but I do think I
Do
d- you,
England really not have a proper left back other than Niemczas? Really, with all the depth they have,
we
I
do
just
we've got
I just
we
find
have
it very
Neve
difficult to
Charles
understand.
as well. I mean, Neve Charles can play there, but it's interesting because I think in that position we have been quite inconsistent with who you need to just stick with one player, I think, and just play them there. Um, it's really I think it's hard because I think with Jess Carter, I think defensively she's good, but I think the pace on her is the problem
Oh yeah,
because
that was
it's
brutally
the
exploited
pace.
in the France game. Yeah,
Yeah, I
yeah,
think it's the pace that she struggles with. Like she's a good
yeah.
defender, but I just think that
But my question is, she's not a left back, so it's okay if she gets exploited.
yeah,
But England have so many top players. Do they not have another left back? Is what I don't understand. Like no left back
yeah,
at
I
all.
think I would have changed this a while ago, but I think Neve Charles can play there as a left back.
Yeah.
But I think we have seen her and she's done good, but I think so. I mean, I'll be honest, Esme Morgan has done a good job. I think she's
Even
quite
Greenwood can
comfortable.
play there, no, from time to time.
Yeah, I think it's tough because I think, to be honest, I just don't know, what we're gonna do. But
Because that will be an important position because Spain will
yeah,
target both the flanks and left back has been a problem. So whoever plays there have to be on their A game. Otherwise, it's going to be difficult. That's why I asked.
yeah, I do think we're probably gonna see, if we're being honest, the same that we've already seen Esme Morgan there.
Okay.
Lucy Bronze has done quite good. To be fair, but I do think when you're against Spain, you have to beat your best. But I don't know. We did see Jess Carter come on there actually. I think it
Hmm.
was an extra time. I don't think she came on for too long. I mean, I think it was like 10 minutes. But um, I don't know what Serena do. Is she gonna stick with Esme Morgan? Is she gonna go back to Jess Carter? I would definitely stick with Esme Morgan to be safe
Okay.
because it's been
Interesting.
going well. But I think with Spain, they're gonna cause us problems if we're not our best. But I know Alex Greenwood can play on the left, but
Hmm.
it's the problem that he would be with Leah. That's sort of why we miss Millie Bright a bit because she could partner up with her.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
that's the problem we have. But I think we'll be
Fair.
okay. I think we should just stick with what we know works at the back. Esme Morgan's done quite good. She's been quite comfortable, but when you're against Spain, it's going to be so tough. So, yeah, I'm really excited for the game. Hopefully, obviously, I'd like England to win.
Yeah, I think the
Um,
midfield will also be an interesting battle because
mm,
both sets of midfielders have their own problems with respect to because England, yes, if you uh, mark out Walsh out of the game, that's a major problem for England. And Stanway hasn't been that physical player you expect her to be. So yeah, England's midfield did not have the physicality against France, Sweden, and to an extent against Italy. But England, it's known for that physicality, So they are
Yeah,
missing that. And Spain's midfield, they struggle very heavily when pressed and harried, just like Germany did, and like Switzerland did to an extent. So they have that problem. So if you mark out Patriot of the game, Spain has problems. So both sets of midfielders have that. So how they face each other, that'll be interesting. Will LRT
yeah,
will play there? How does because most teams have figured out how to play against England now, because the most teams they try to mark Walsh out of the game, and that it works to an extent. So how does Harina overcome that, and how do Spain overcome the pressing, harrying that England will try to impose in Spain? So how do they overcome that? That'll be an
mm,
interesting battle. And Russo
yeah,
versus Irene and Alessandri, that will be a very interesting battle. Esther is going to be very interesting because she has not featured in these games against England. So now her playing against Leah Williamson and
yeah,
Greenwood, I think that will be interesting because Spain have a direct threat now. It used to be Jenny Hermoso. She can play at striker, but she usually comes deeper inside to the midfield to overload. She's not an out and out striker, and Salma is a winger. She's not a striker at all. So this time they have Esther, who will be different, and I don't have to tell about Pina. So yeah, that
yeah,
all of these battles everywhere, like battles. I think which team wins most of these individual battles will win the game. I think that's very
yeah.
simplistic to say, but I think that will be at the end of the day. I think that's what will come to whoever wins those most of those duels. So yeah,
Yeah, I definitely think with the midfield, that'll be an interesting battle because if I am being honest, I think our midfield has been a bit poor this tournament. We've done good
yeah,
in we've done good in some games, but especially against Sweden, like Kira Walsh, giving the ball away, they go on to score. It's these things. Georgia Stanway, I don't think she's having her best tournament, but I
exactly.
think
Yeah.
she is putting in some good performances here and there.
Hmm.
I think we really struggled against France. I think they exposed us a lot, really defensively in midfield as well. So yeah, I do think that that'll
Will
be
you
interesting.
will
But
you be open to Grace Clinton though if you do want that physicality because she is very physical player, and
yeah,
Stanway is known for the physicality but she hasn't shown it yet. So would you be
yeah,
interested in starting Grace Clinton for that
yeah, I
physicality?
would. I mean, for this game, I think personally we should stick with what we have, like already, what we've been
Okay.
doing, because I think if you were going to test something, I just wouldn't do it in this game in case it
Yeah,
backfires
that's
on
fair.
us. But
That's fair.
yeah, I'd probably stick with Stanway and Kira Walsh. But what I would say is that I think for our next tournament or when we next sort of play, obviously when you get those games where friendlies, I think that it would be good to try new things because I don't think that midfield is the future. I think it's a good midfield for maybe now, but I do think that, like I said, there's other players. I mean, like Grace Clinton as well, who's doing really well. She's definitely developing as a player, and I want
Hmm.
to see a lot more of her. So the midfield is definitely one that I think could improve. Obviously, it's hard because as we mentioned, like in 2022, when we won the Euros, I mean, everything was
Yeah.
magical then. It was
Kira Walsh
perfect.
was one of the best players, or if not the best defensive midfield in the world at the
Yeah.
time. So now
It's
it's
just
completely
yeah.
changed.
It's crazy. It has changed. I mean, I don't know why it's sort of changed so much. I mean, I think Serena likes what she likes and doesn't want to change too
Yeah, the
much.
thing is, yeah, it is to an extent it's true that she's been static. She has not evolved. That because teams have figured out not just for country but also for club level. Like they see Kira Walsh in the opponent side, they say, okay, if we neutralize her, it's a big plus for us.
Yeah,
So they'll have to England and whoever. So for England and Chelsea, they'll have to figure out what they can do, how they can improve if Kira Walsh does not have a great game.
yeah,
So
yeah.
that's what happens.
Yeah, I
They'll have
don't.
to figure out what to do if Kira Watch is neutralized.
Yeah, I think with Kira Walsh, I think at Chelsea, I don't think she was the player that she was kind of at Barcelona, but I think there's still good player in her. I just don't.
Yeah.
I think it's that hard because she's had some good games, she's had some off games. I think consistency has been a bit of a problem, but is Serena? I don't I don't know if she's a
Ah, it's
Chelsea
just a
fan.
rumor,
I
man.
think
That it
that's I
doesn't make
don't
any
think anyone's
sense.
actually
Like,
said that. I hope
yeah, it
she's
doesn't
not.
make any sense. Honestly, the rumor should be is she an Arsenal fan?
Yeah, she
Like,
does play quite a few Arsenal players, so I don't know.
yes, yeah, exactly. I think Chelsea fans should be the one doing the complaining. Like, come on.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. To answer that, I think it's just people just chatting, but
Yes, honestly, like Beaver Jones is was supposed to be the next big thing after Russo and Agyemang
yeah.
and just come on like it's nothing, and she's like taking that role. So they should be the ones crying. You don't have to worry.
Yeah, I don't think she's a Chelsea fan, but I think people are just chatting. But before we do end the show, what is your score
Yeah.
prediction for the game tomorrow?
Ah, then let us score prediction. You go first. I'll go second.
I think it'll be 2-1 England, but I think it'll be an extra time that England win it. I don't think we'll do it in the full 90, but obviously I hope we
Okay.
do it in the full 90
Yeah.
because it's going to be
Especially
stressful.
Spain are losing. Yeah, might as well complete it in 90 minutes. You don't have to watch
Yeah,
extra time. I've already done that with Germany. I don't
I
want it
just don't
again.
want it to go to penalties. I couldn't deal with that stress with penalties. I just couldn't go through
It's
that
not
again.
even about stress. They will keep missing. They'll go for 60 tries. What will you do? You have to keep watching all of them. Oh
Yeah,
gosh, that's the thing. I don't trust any of them to score. Maybe two or three.
yeah, me too.
That's it.
Yeah, I think we'll do it, but it's going to be a very tight game, like it always is with Spain and England.
Yeah. I think England are winning it. I don't know. Like they have that, they have that oomph. They have that factor. They have Serena Wigman. Like all of the omens suggest that England are going to win. So yeah, I don't see. Like I want Spain to win, but I don't see Spain winning. I'll also say 2-1, but in normal time, 90 minutes. End the misery as soon as possible.
Yeah, just to get it done. Yeah,
Yeah, if
I
you're
hope
losing,
so.
might as well do it in 90 minutes. Okay, fair enough. Let's just leave it at that. Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
it
fine.
would be nice to get it done in 90, so we don't have to deal with that stress. But I'm very excited for the game. It'll be a
Me
really
too.
great
Me too.
one.
Yeah,
Yeah, I just think it's going to be a very competitive game. But I think it's great to see
exactly.
both teams get to the final. Obviously, guys, let me know as well to those that might watch us back your score predictions, and of course, I will be back doing a review in that. But thank you for coming on today. It's been great to
Thank you,
chat with you.
Sam.
It always goes so quick. Obviously, have
Yeah,
got your
thank.
channel in the description as well.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you for having me. It's great. It's a pleasure talking to you. And yeah, like time. Yeah, time flies. It's been 1 hour 10 minutes. Yeah, yeah. It's been a pleasure talking to you. Thank you for having me. And
Are you very
we'll
welcome.
see. We'll see what happens in the match. Maybe I
Yeah,
might join if I can. We'll see what happens. If
yeah,
England, yeah, we'll see what happens in the match.
yeah. I mean, it'd be a great game as well. But yeah, hopefully we'll just have to see what happens. But either way, great to see both teams in the
Yeah.
final, and it'll be a very, very exciting game for sure. Big up to you guys as well that have watched this show. It's been great to read out your questions and your thoughts. And yeah, thank you for watching. I hope you've enjoyed the video. Obviously, please don't forget to hit the like button on this video and do subscribe. And yeah, I will be back, and I'll see you very soon. Bye.